My dude. Alright guys, I've been slanging some jank for long enough. I need a proper awesome build, and this in my opinion is the best deck in the format. Surprisingly, I've not ran up. I knew this deck existed. I have not ran up much against it, so it's ironic that in my playtesting, I've playtested 7 games with this deck so far. 4 of them have been the mirror match, and one of them was the blue-white deck that I think is, if this deck is not the best deck in the format, that blue-white deck is. Military intelligence, all that bullshit. But this came from a subscriber's brain. I would build this deck almost 100% just like this. I don't even know. After the 7 games of playtesting, Reprisal, I can see where it fits. Baneslayer Angel and, Grizzlebrand maybe. But maybe trade those out for Shocks. That's like the only, that's just a maybe. Like, I love this deck as it sits. Well built, my dude. Shout out to you. So, there's the mana base. Pretty simple. That's the deck we're going to be running today. It's not, I mean, this deck can shift gears. It can come back from a board wipe. It can come back from a lot of damn things. You can just sit back and draw cards off Mentor if shit got really real. We're allowed to run Bramaz and Baneslayer Angel, Goblin Rabblemaster, and Raid Bombardment. All those cards, Stormbreath Dragon, are like some of the best cards in the format. So this is probably the strongest deck you've seen from this channel in 2015 so far. Let's get to it. This deck can punish opponents early game, super aggro if they don't put anything down. It can also play well in the mid game, and it can even go late after a board wipe. This deck is just amazing. I don't really know if I like this though. We do need double white for Banisher Priest, turn 2 Krinko, into turn 3 Mentor, into turn 4 Rabble. This doesn't seem horrible. Oh wow, this is starting us off on, I think we're gonna try to get back in there. Why not? Get aggressive. Sure. I mean, this hand seems okay. Maybe I should have kept that first one, but I like to hang around 3-4 lands. 3 lands on my opener, or like 2 or 3 lands on my opener with something like Krinko, and, Squad Hawk is obviously something you always look for. Triplicate Spirits confuses my soul. I can't do the math very well for some reason. It confuses me. Convoke, I've never played with before, and, yeah, so because of that, I get confused. But because I know I have noticed it has been a little bit awkward hitting my double white sources, so maybe a slight adjustment in the mana base, and like I said, Shocks instead of Reprisals. That's just maybes. That is a disclaimer. I like this deck how it sits. Now we're playing against a deck that could beat us if this is the deck I'm thinking of, which is Graveyard Recursion, especially if they're running the Doubling Season Seance combo, which is known to be befoozled. So we have Triplicate Spirits next turn, which is interesting. So I think I'm going to bash Krinko's command, Triplicate Spirits. So this deck may or may not run... Let's see, Raid Bombardment would be nice too. This deck may or may not run Planar Cleansing. It does not run Anger of the Gods. Those are 2 cards that we definitely need to worry about. So I'm going to Krinko's. The next turn, double white. Let's see, if we draw the land, we could... So this is 3 mana right now. If I tap all my bros, right? So we got there. Maybe I shouldn't have... I mean, I guess keep the pressure up, but maybe I shouldn't have swung in with that Krinko to make Triplicate Spirits cheaper, and it keeps my goblins around in case I top deck like a Goblin Bushwhacker or something like that. There is a blue, so this guy's not running Graveyard Recursion. I mean, maybe he is. Ooh, that's interesting. That's probably the play, right? Mentor the Meek. So I'm going to bash in Mentor. We do have to worry about Planar Cleansing. How many white sources does he have open? I have no idea, but I don't want to run right into it. So Mentor, like I said, mid-game, I'll just sit back and chill, cast tokens, and draw a bunch of cards, and go ahead and kill my shit, because I got a bundle. Triplicate Spirits into Goblin Bushwhacker is the best thing to do after a Planar Cleanse. He only has 1 white source. He cultivated and didn't get white sources. That I noticed. He only got 1 if he did, obviously, because he only has 1. So, I'm going to say that he either does not have Planar Cleansing in his hand, or he does not run it in the deck. So, I'm not going to play around it anymore. That's a pretty good card for him. Shit, that card is so amazing for him right now. It ramps him. Man, against the Ag Strat, Meteorite is not horrible for him. Let's see, Triplicate Spirits may be the play, like, right now. Yeah, I think that's play. Put some damage on the battlefield. I have the Reprisal for like a Grizzlebrand and whatnot, so we do this. Confirm. I like it. There it is. Triplicate Spirits. A card that you just, like, automatically look over because it costs 6 plus 3 1/1s. And then eventually you go back to it and said, holy shit, this would be amazing in this deck that I currently built. And I didn't build this shit at all. I would like to think I would build this deck almost to a T. And just looking at it on paper, I was like, yeah, I don't really know what I'd cut. And now that I've played, this is the 8th game I played with it, so I still don't know what I'd cut, really. And they're just question marks on the maybes. The whys and the wherefores. That's okay. Monstrous. Creature card in the graveyard. I have to sneeze. There's one creature card in his graveyard. Oh my god! We got some text message aggro. That wasn't even a text message. What the hell was that? Angry Birds is updating. Don't even have Angry Birds. Okay, Banisher Priest. Swing in seems okay. I'd like to keep Reprisal for Griselbrand, honestly, so I'm going to do this. Banskis on this 5/5. This dude's got responses. Or he's contemplating why the hell he's playing against red-white tokens, because this is the sickest deck in the format. It just punishes your opponent. You're never safe, early, mid, or late. It's just so good. It can shift gears. I can be going 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. All of a sudden, Anger of the Gods, and I can come back, and all of a sudden I'm like a Mack truck. I'm not that fast off the bat, but I hit like a train because I got that momentum, son. I got that momentum. This deck, so good. It's not fair. This deck is. I'm trying to think of what's bad for us. You know, actually, the blue-white deck that runs Vapor Snags, that, like, say, I don't run, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? The blue-white deck, like a military intelligence deck I got wrecked by, that ran Vapor Snags, and it also ran Banisher Priests to kill off all my tokens, and I really think he built that deck just because he was tired of losing. What the, oh my god, this dude's up to 17, he's got Pelakka Wurm in tow, that's horrible, and that's bad for me too, so I like how to counter this dude out. I have to Reprisal that. Oh, double red source would be sick. So maybe the mana base is cool. Living Destiny, revealing Pelakka Wurm. Jeez, maybe this guy hates my deck too. We're okay though. We can, let's see, probably just bash him with the Flyers. Then double Squadron Hawk, and then we Reprisal the Pelakka Wurm and keep bashing with just the Flyers. I'd like something like Raid Bombardment, I guess. But we're cool. And we can even come back from a board wipe because we have Goblin Bushwhacker and Krankos Command, and we're about to have some Squad Hawks. So in the air, I mean, these 1/1 flying tokens is pretty good in the format too, because like all the big bombs, I guess Avenger of Zendikar, not Avenger of Zendikar, I wish Avenger of Zendikar, but Soul of Zendikar. Let's get all three of these bitches. That has, it's a 6/6 with reach, so that is a bomb. I will cast this. Keep it relevant. So a top deck of a Raid Bombardment would be awesome. That would be 3, yeah, sure. 3, 6, 9, that'd be 9 damage, so that'd actually just be game. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, no, not. He's got Pelakka Wurm. So I keep discrediting this dude. Like, he's just out of it. But he's not, because he casts Living freaking Destiny. And he has a Pelakka Wurm in tow, and then Mouthfilled Twins. And even the most horrible thing for him, because if I Reprisal it, it gets 2/2/2. So that would be terrible for me. But it is just like a blocker. The only thing it's doing right now is holding back these goblins. So it's definitely worth Reprisal. He has one card in his hand. That's awesome. All right. Go ahead and bash. That's cool because I get to get in with my goblins now. So that's cool. Cool with that. All right, so we Reprisal. Ooh, I don't know. Double red. Give me a mountain. Oh my god, that would be sick right now. Okay, so we Reprisal. Reprise-a-bash. Don't really know why I decided to combine those two words because I completely muffed it up. Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is looking okay for me. He's down to 2 cards. He did just go up to 2 cards. So what if he draws into... I don't even remember what the hell I got with this. Nemesis Immortals. So, okay. If he just drew into... Planar Cleansing and he top decks another white source, or that's the last thing in his hand is another white source. Sure, I'll check it out. No more Squad Hawks. That might be dangerous, because I could be checking my deck, I might find another one, and then a judge would get called over, and I would have an invalid deck, because I'm running 24 Squadron Hawks, because apparently you can't do that. That's awful, because he gets whatever he wants, I guess. Like, he didn't have to show me. I mean, I don't think he runs Planar Cleansing, so maybe it's another Pelakka Worm. Maybe it's Griselbrand. He doesn't have 4 black sources, though. Interesting deck so far. Maybe he got Elvish Visionary, just really wanted the card. 2. Okay, so I would like another red source. That'd be ideal. Or Raid Bombardment. There's a lot of good things for us top deck-wise. Boom. That is horrible. That you are so weird looking right now. That is the 3rd. So we keep bashing 6, 10, 11. He doesn't have lethal, not even close to it. Do we give him his Nemesis back? No. So we bash with everything, and we take back this. Keep the pressure up. Actually, there's no point. Only get in with 1 on these goblins, so I'm not going to do that either. But the fires are definitely worth it. He only has 1 fire, and I'm getting in for 5. So I like that. That was the worst top deck, and I really don't know about the mana base yet. I don't know just yet. We'll figure it out. I might eventually just have to do some freaking math and figure out if I like it or not. I'm probably just going to hang out because I don't want to commit anymore if he has Planar Cleansing. I'm really filling in Planar Cleansing here. So he swings in Runescarred. I could even see Runescarred into Planar Cleansing. Or Runescarred into Pelakka Worm. This deck has to run Planar Cleansing, right? If not Griselbrand, I can see it not running Grizzle because he's got like 4,000 colors and that's very mana intensive. So what's black in his deck so far then? Runescards, Malfell Twins. Okay, so I'd like a red source. Thank you. Raid Bombardment is dope. Thank you. So we want it. We pulled it out. Well played by my opponent. If he has a 4 mana, gain a bunch of life, props to him. But if not, I'm just going to bash in to my heart's desire. And Raid Bombardment is amazing. Stormbreath Dragon, you're real mad awkward right now. So let's see. Baneslayer at land drop 5. Storm. No, there's no way. There's no way. You can't. It's only. This is 8. This is game 8. So I'm not gonna make rash, weird mana base adjustments for no reason. Alright, baby, here we go. Give me some fire. I'd like... Oh, that... Hey, I didn't mean it literally. Don't need the mountains right now. Holy shit, that hand's horrible. 2 lander, double raid. There's my dude. I'm gonna keep this. This is okay. Okay, so we Boros Guildgate into Plains, into Raise the Alarm, and then we... hopefully have mana for Goblin Rabble, and he doesn't, then our opponents don't cast anything for the whole game, and we just win, right? That easy, guys. Welcome to the Guide to Magic, where you just play spells and your opponents don't have anything to do about it. This guy might be dead, so okay, here we go. He's here. He made it. Bushwhack. What the? He flashed that, right? Oh, I don't think he meant to do that. Like, I really think he knows what he's doing. He's playing a Goblin deck. Interesting. We're going to see. I think my deck is just better than a Goblin deck. I really do. So he does have Goblin Bushwhacker. Knowing that is very, very, very important because we could be racing. And that absolutely changes the tide of everything because Goblin Bushwhacker is sick. I'd like him to cast it right now. Get in for... Yes, I was holding my breath. I was literally holding my breath hoping he did that. I mean, he does get in for 4. Man, if I had Raised the Alarm open right now, that would be so sick. But, going first, let's see. Yeah, I mean, that would have done it. Because I'd be him right now. Yeah, that would have been sick. But that didn't happen. He did get in. There's double raise. That seems good in this matchup. This hand is banana sandwiches. Now, we do have to sacrifice some of our tokens to the greater good of winning this game. But after he did that, like, I don't even know anymore, dude. It might just be raise on his instep, swing back in. It depends on what he does. Krenko's command. Okay. So I think the play is raise the alarm and actually just have to block it down. Our late game's way better than this guy's late game. I will say that. Boom. So we block it down. We do have Raid Bombardment. I guess our hand isn't all that great for the late game. We do like some flyers to get over his goblins. So he still gets hit for 1. I think that's a play, and I will also do that next turn. Yeah, because these have haste, they have to attack each turn. So taking care of Raise the Alarm. There's not any. He's off from Paragon, which I don't think I want to run that in this deck. So he doesn't have any buffs, because if he did run it, it'd be on land drop 4 anyway. So I think we do this. I don't know. I might just let him hit me, and then cast Rabblemaster. Raise the Alarm into Goblin Rabblemaster. I guess it depends on what he does here. A second red source would be ideal. So the mana base is probably cool in this deck. You kind of need both. I don't know. Bushwhacker just really isn't an early game double red, though. I don't think. Maybe against some decks. That card's really, really good in this matchup. So maybe that evens it up, right? Even though I think my deck is probably a much better deck, I think just the presence of this son of a bitch might even things up. So we're going to do Raise the Alarm. Where you at, bro? Okay, Raise the Alarm into Goblin Rabblemaster, and we're just going to be bashing. I think this is the point where we can probably take over this game. That is a dead card. That's literally worth nothing. Like, every time... So far, Reprisal... So we Goblin Rab. So far, Reprisal has been... If you replace that Reprisal with a Shock, every time it would have benefited me. I think the only time... That makes sense that he had that here. The only time... I don't know. Like, in the mirror, I Reprisaled a Baneslayer Angel, so that felt nice. If I swing in, I mean... He did really 2-for-1 me, but he kills 2 of my tokens. So I just don't think that's a play. I think I just, triple block. Interesting. The presence of 2 raid bombardments means that we can come back from this. If he swings in, there's Bushwhack. Yeah, so I'm triple blocking, and I'm absolutely cool with that, because I think eventually... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and kill this thing now. That's interesting. Against this deck, you kill this thing as fast as you can, even though he does damage to your face. So, we're still okay. So we do this, this, this. We take 3, go down to 10. He's at 2 cards, though. My late game's better, but the problem is I don't have the lands or the late game cards, and this is, like, literally a dead card. If this is not a dead card, then it's on Storm Breath, and that's pro-white. And then it's... or it's on a... Oh, that's dirt. Okay, so we do this. Or it's on a goblin that's... Quest for the Goblin Lord, so they're all actually power 4 or greater or something like that. And obviously that would be horrific for me, and I've probably already lost the game at that point. So we're looking for straight lands just so we can Baneslay. Because I don't think this guy has anything in the deck that can take care of Baneslayer Angels. So this feels like 2013 Goblin Gangland versus the Life Gain deck. Baneslayer Angel needs that double white land drop 5. Yeah. I'm just trying. I want to do something in this deck so I can make it mine. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to figure out something to do. Boom. Beautiful. Bam. Okay, so how can we lose this very next turn? We just don't need... He's out of steam, I guess, because he's got 2 cards in his hand. He cast... And 3 mana, and he cast these. But it might just be he's got Raid Bombardment, and he never had a turn to cast it because he's been pushing my dick in this entire time. So he's doing this for just the straight damage because he needs to put me on a clock. That makes sense. So if we top deck a land, we're running 23 lands. We top deck an untapped land, we'll probably be okay. We'll go down to 6... Yeah. So, land, please. Boom. Banisher Priest is okay by me. I'll take it. So, I do this. Pick up this son of a bitch because it has 2 in the front. I could kill a token so I can kill it forever and I would still have the blocker for this. Seems better. But what if he shocks me? But the thing is, if he shocks me... Kill a token forever or take away that... Yeah, I'm going to kill the token forever, and then I can profitably block this, right? So he really can't swing in. Actually, the play is going to be Goblin Bushwhacker, too. Because I don't want to go into... We're going to stabilize with Baneslayer Angel, so I just need to not die, basically, right? So actually, I probably should have cast this last turn. Okay, well, we're okay. We're at a semi-healthy... Just a top-deck Raid Bombardment would be horrific for us. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. Okay, so this is cool because... Okay, I'm really glad we did this. That's good top deck on his part. I'm guessing he bashes, right? So we block here and here, and we chump block here. Don't want to let him draw live to shock and shit, so that's what we have to do. So do this and this. We'll go down to 4, and we need that land. Untapped land right now, please. Boom. Another raid bombardment. Okay, that's not going to be the play. The play is going to be Goblin Bushwhacker, unkicked, and man, that land, so crucial. I kind of like land, not in your opening hand, but I do like drawing into them because you're kind of like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably just making excuses for the deck. But it's interesting that I will probably lose to, well, actually that's amazing. I can kill Goblin Shortcutter and chump block. That's beautiful. Reprisal coming in the clutch, and it's not from Quest for the Goblin Lord. So we do this. This on that. We're hanging out, and we can still top deck. We can still top deck a land. Untapped land. Let's see. I'll take another Banisher Damn Priest. Land. Triplicate Spirits. You're mad awkward. You're so awkward right now. That's okay, though. I mean, that was a really good game. It was well played by my opponent. It's interesting to see this matchup. I don't really think I got fucked, really. I mean, this deck is supposed to kind of hang out at 4 lands and be okay, but Baneslayer Angel obviously would have been pretty sick. This guy played pretty well. I think I played pretty well. I don't know. 3 raid bombardments. Kind of did us in. I don't know. That was good. Well played by my opponent. Goblins taken down. Maybe I need to switch to goblins. No, I'm just kidding. I think this deck's better. Alright guys, thank you so much for kicking it with me. Tonight, this deck is a freaking powerhouse. If you want to have a try-hard good time, this deck will win games almost every freaking time you play it. If you pilot it right, there's the Mana Base Womo again. I love you, homies. Later.